Water use and pollution. Water is one of the most vital natural resources for all life on Earth. The availability and quality of water always have played an important part in determining not only where people can live but also their quality of life. Even though there always has been plenty of fresh water on Earth, water has not always been available when and where it is needed, nor it is always of suitable quality for all uses. Water must be considered as a finite resource that has limits and boundaries to its availability and suitability for use. The balance between supply and demand for water is a delicate one. The availability of usable water has and will continue to dictate where and to what extent development will occur. Water must be sufficient supply for an area to develop, and an area cannot continue to develop if water demand far outstrips available supply. Geological survey categorizes water use for analyzing current patterns and predicting future trends. Commercial water use includes fresh water from motels, hotels, restaurants, office buildings, other commercial facilities, and civilians and military institutions. Domestic water use is probably the most important daily use of water for most people. Includes water that is used in the home every day, including water for normal household purposes such as drinking, food preparations, bathing, washing clothes and dishes, flushing toilets, and watering lawns and gardens. Industrial water use is a valuable resource to the nation's industries for such purposes as processing, cleaning, transportation, dilution, and cooling in manufacturing facilities. Major water-using industries include steel, chemical, papers, and petroleum refining. Industries often use the same water over and over for more than one purpose. Irrigation water used is water artificially applied to farm, pastures, and horticultural crops, as well as water used to irrigate pastures. For frost and freeze protection, chemical application, crop cooling, harvesting, and for the leaching of salt from the crop root zone. Livestock water use includes water for stock animals, feedlots, dairies, fish farms, and other non-farm needs. Water is needed for the production of red meat, poultry eggs, milk, and wool, and for horses, rabbits, and pets. Livestock water use only includes fresh water. Mining water use includes water for the extraction of naturally occurring minerals, solids such as coal and ores, liquids such as crude, petroleum, and gases such as natural gas. Public supply water use refers to the water withdrawn by public and private water suppliers, such as county and municipal water works, and delivered to users for domestic, commercial, and industrial purposes. The discharge of domestic and industrial effluent waste, leakage from water tanks, marine dumpings, radioactive waste, and atmospheric depositions are major causes of water pollution. It occurs when unwanted materials enter into the water, changes the quality of water, and harmful to environment and human health. Water is an important natural source used for drinking and other developmental purposes in our lives. Safe drinking water is necessary for human health all over the world. Being a universal solvent, water is a major source of infections. According to World Health Organization, 80% of diseases are waterborne. Drinking water in various countries does not meet World Health Organization standards. 3.1% of death occurred due to the unhygienic and poor quality of water. The major sources of water pollution are domestic sewage, industrialization, population growth, pesticides, and fertilizers. plastics and polythene bags, urbanizations, waste management system. It is reported that 75% to 80% water pollution is caused by domestic sewage. Waste from the industries like sugar, textile, electroplating, pesticides, pulp, and paper are polluting water. Polluted rivers have intolerable smell and contains less flora and fauna. 80% of the world's population is facing threats to water security. The large amount of domestic sewage is drained into the rivers and most of the sewage is untreated. Domestic sewage contains toxicants, solid waste. The hazardous material discharged from the industries is responsible for surface water and groundwater contamination. Contaminant depends upon the nature of industries. Toxic metals enter into the water and reduce the quality of water. Also, the increasing populations is creating many issues, but it also plays negative role in polluting the water. Increasing populations lead to increase in solid waste generation. Solid and liquid waste is discharged into the rivers. Water is also contaminated by human excreta. In contaminated water, a large number of bacteria are also found, which is harmful for human health. Also, pesticides. Pesticides are used to kill bacteria, pests, and different germs. Chemical containing pesticides are directly polluting the water and affect the quality of water. If pesticides are excess in amount or poorly managed, then it would be hazardous for agricultural ecosystem. Only 60% of fertilizers are used in the soil. Other chemicals leach into the soil and polluting the water. There is a greater association between pollution and health problem. Disease-causing microorganisms are known as pathogens, and these pathogens are spreading disease directly among humans. Poor quality water destroys the crop productions and infect our food, which is hazardous for aquatic life and human life. Pollutants disturb the food chain, and heavy metals, especially the iron, affect the respiratory system of fishes. An iron clog into the fish gills and it is lethal to fishes. When these fishes are eaten by human, leads to the major health issue. Metal contaminated water leads to hair loss, liver cirrhosis, and neutral disorder. Water pollution is a global issue and world community is facing worst results of polluted water. Major sources of water pollution are the discharge of domestic and agriculture waste, pollution's growth, excessive use of pesticides and fertilizers, and urbanization. Bacterial, viral, parasitic diseases are spreading to polluted water and affected human health.